Aditya, welcome to BizTalk. It's my great pleasure having you. How are you?
Thank you so much, Max. I mean, it's been wonderful to be invited and participate with you in the BizTalk. So by way of background, I'm Aditya Shivkumar. I'm the co-founder of Resolve Disputes Online. We are a bespoke online dispute resolution platform provider. We focus pretty much on the enterprise industry, where we are driven by our passion and our mission to solve a problem that the world faces today. And the problem is access to justice. Access to justice is by far the most important problem that the United Nations has set out in its Sustainable Development Goals 16.3, where they speak about equal access to justice and equal access for justice as well. Therefore, when my co-founder and I co-founded Resolve Disputes Online, it was that mission of giving back something to the society, giving back to the people, giving back to enterprises, and we wanted to leave an impact. We want to leave our indelible mark in the field of legal tech. So we came together and founded Resolve Disputes Online. We are currently based in about 4 countries. We've got offices in Detroit, Chennai, London, where incidentally, Max, you're based at, and in Sydney. In terms of who we work very closely with governments, courts, ADR centers, private enterprises, and private practitioners within the dispute resolution field. So our vertical, surprisingly, is called online dispute resolution within the space of legal tech. Many may wonder what online dispute resolution is all about. ODR is essentially providing the parties to a dispute a uniform platform where parties can access, can manage their dispute, can share evidence, can share their files, can share their questionnaires, their responses, answers, responses, questions, and more importantly, can agree to settle a dispute. So we provide a platform by which parties are empowered to settle through technology. Over the last couple of years, we've been very closely associated with quite a few movements around the world. Recently, I've been on the committee to adopt a one-stop, one resolution policy by the Hague Institute of Innovation and Law, where we're coming out with an ODR policy that will be recommended across countries. We have also an award-winning startup, the award-winning startup where we have won awards with Thomson Reuters. We won the Best Legal Tech Startup of the Year award in 2020. We love to innovate. We're a very strong, small, and a nimble team. And as part of our nimble team, we love to punch above our weight. I don't know, the viewers, how many of you follow football, but I'm a huge fan of the game.
I do.
You do? So which team do you support, Max?
I'm Italian, Juventus.
So I know you're Italian, you love Juventus. And so let me give a small analogy to the viewers who are going to listen to this. We are always the underdogs. We like to call ourselves the underdogs. We love to punch above our weight and win. So if I were to give a very small analogy here, we are essentially where Fiorentina was a couple of years back. We love to punch. Or in English football, we are where Newcastle United were until the investments came in. But now that we've completed our seed round, we're looking to grow and we're looking to explore collaborating with like-minded partners. So that's essentially who we are. We are the Newcastle United of ODR.
Thank you very much. Very clear and clean. Let me ask you, in terms of business model, how does it work, your platform?
So we essentially follow the best practices in the industry, which is essentially uh, software as a service. There is a license cost to the platform because we are a white label enterprise software. We have to necessarily provide for an annual renewable license cost. And we normally tie up with our clients for about 5 to 7 years. So our TCV that we have on our books uh, eclipses the 7-figure mark over a period of the next 3 to 5 years.
You say you're working with governments and private companies as well, entities. What about the lawyers? Are they coming to use your platform as well?
So, unlike other players in the market, we are inclusive of lawyers. In fact, our system is developed in such a way that lawyers can also be part of the dispute resolution process, because our motto has always been inclusive approach, maximum output. An approach that's inclusive of the parties, the lawyers, as well as the mediators. And unless you're inclusive of all these three stakeholders to a dispute, the platform is not going to succeed, because they are very key stakeholders, and we work very closely with lawyers, with the mediators, arbitrators. We provide them the platform, and it gives anybody a digital presence to launch their own ODR. That's what RDO is all about. So if you're a court, you wanna launch an ODR platform, we are predominantly an enterprise B2B platform provider.
And in case I want to have my labor platform, may I do with you?
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, if EquityMatch wants its own ODR platform, we're happy to provide that for you.
I mean, as you said, I mean, I do agree with you. Access to law is like access to food and energy. It's vital. I absolutely agree, and it's a pillar to our life, indeed. And a lot of, unfortunately, many parts of the society, they just can't access a fair legal judgment. Now, how do you help this, guys?
See, if you look at the main problem that we face, Max, very well put. You have the right to life, you have the right to freedom. But I think another fundamental right that people should have world over is the right to justice. There was a recent study done by the United Nations which said more than 57% of the world population live outside the shelter of the law. What does this mean? That 1 in every 2 or 1 in 1.5 don't even have access to go to their nearest court, their nearest resolution provider in case they have a problem. So it goes beyond even business. It goes to the point of what is it that enterprises, what is it that startups like us are trying to do? We are trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to work to ensure that 57 in the next 10 years becomes at least 7%, to show incremental growth and to show that access to justice definitely is inching towards becoming a fundamental right. Because nearly 1 billion people, there are more than 1 billion people who face this very serious problem of not having access to justice, coupled with the fact that courts also have today what I call as the COVID pendency problem. The COVID pendency problem essentially is where the courts have enormous backlogs. Courts are not able to dispense justice. I'm not finding fault with the court, but what I'm saying is that ODR providers will have to work closely, hand in hand with the courts, and we are there to work with them.
I do agree. I mean, actually, I was thinking to do not something similar. but how to provide help to the one who, I'm not talking about service, I'm talking about money. When you need to defend yourself, you need money. A lot of people, they drop because they do not have the money to pay the lawyer. And I'm asking you if you have some kind also of this idea how to help this guy one day. I'm talking about private citizen who can simply afford. That's the point.
See, there are various legal aid clinics. There are various pro bono legal aid centers. I mean, England is very famous for its pro bono.
Very many, a lot of them. Yeah.
So I think today you've hit on a very, very interesting point, Max. I think not at the bottom of the pyramid, but at the top of the pyramid, even businesses don't have money to pursue their litigation.
Yeah.
It's not about the haves or the have-nots, but I think COVID-19 has made everybody equal at some level.
I agree, indeed.
So there are litigation funders, there are people around the world who are trying to bridge that gap. But where we come is we work to ensure that the person on the street, on the high street, or the business on the high street, when they have disputes, they're able to resolve. They're able to make peace. I mean, peace is a very unique terminology around the world today. It is something that has to be cherished. It is something that has to be well taken care of, because you never know when peace we take peace for granted, but when peace becomes a precious commodity, then we wonder how can technology help? So what we are essentially trying to do is any dispute, be it small or big, we work with businesses, courts, enterprises to ensure that both the parties are able to settle, because the motto at RDO is to promote settlements.
Absolutely.
The motto at RDO is to promote the right to ensure that both parties go back out as winners, because there are some ODR players in the market that would say that one party is right or the other party is wrong. But here we want to practice neutrality. And when we say neutrality, which is why we believe that providing a platform that empowers and enables the parties to settle is by far the best platform that I've come across.
Yes, I mean, facilitating settlements is the best thing you can do outside tribunals. It's the best thing you can do, indeed. You are in India, Australia?
Yes, I'm currently based in India. My co-founder is based in Australia. So we try to cover the globe. Like I alluded sometime back earlier, that we are a strong, small, nimble startup. Because we're strong, because we're compact. We love to innovate. We love to build features that help people to resolve disputes. We are nimble because we don't have the luxury to expand, which is why I'm sitting in front of you at this point in time. But jokes apart, we like to work with people who believe in our mission, our vision. That is very important. So that is why I say we are nimble, because we're a small group of team that tries to cover the globe. And we are a startup. We love to be known as a startup, because for the longest part of our journey, we used to bootstrap. We love bootstrapping. And there came a point in time where we felt that we needed to grow. And I mean, if you have to be in the Premier League, you need money.
Yeah.
So I go back to that analogy again. So we work with our investors to pursue the vision, pursue the mission. And right now we want to climb up the echelons of the ODR industry And we're looking at like-minded investors who are keen to work with us.
Smart money are always the best money you can get from investors. You are running this seed round. What's your vision? You're an entrepreneur, right? So you have your vision for the next 3-5 years where you would like to be. What's your vision for your company?
See, today, before I share my vision, I'd like to put some numbers for perspective. The entire legal services industry today is worth at about 849 billion US dollars. The dispute resolution services industry, which is where we are, which is essentially where RDO's technology works to enable, is close to about 11 billion. The enterprise dispute resolution technology, where again we are part of, is close to about 70 billion US dollars. So these are just numbers for people to understand that ODR is what fintech was 5 to 6 years ago. Now, what is it that we want to do? We want to be the best ODR provider in the market. That has been our vision ever since we began, which is why we have, for a larger part of our journey, we have been extremely circumspect on the way that our journey goes on. But we've been very, very careful in tying up with people, tying up with businesses, tying up with governments in Southeast Asia, in Europe, in the US. And our vision is primarily to make access to justice effortless and accessible. You see this motto on my left-hand side.
Making just a football.
Yes, so this is essentially where we want to be. And we want to be today, when people use the term Salesforce of dispute resolution, or say Salesforce of any industry, or Uber of any industry, I think startups cannot ape other startups or successful startups. Each startup is unique to their own. So we want to be RDO at the end of 4 years or 5 years. We want to be the best innovators in ODR. We want to be the best providers of technology. Because what we believe here in our technology is something that people will look up to, which is empathy. Our technology empathizes with people's problem. Our technology empathizes with the court's problem. And we want to be that product that gets talked about in 5 years as being the best in the industry.
How do you scale? I suppose the seed is going for you to scale your business, okay? You're already in plenty, you're covering UK, which means Europe. You're covering Asia, Australia, China. That's a lot already. So what you're going to do with this seed round?
So, no, we've actually completed the seed round. So we're looking at a Series A at this point in time, Max. So
stage round.
So Series A will essentially give us more ammunition to get into the markets that we're already in. We're looking to expand into the US. We're looking to expand further in Southeast Asia, and more, and in Europe. So we're not going to spread ourselves too thin, because that's what many startups do. Once funding comes in, is they try to spread themselves very thin, move to multiple geographies, and then at the end of 12 months again raise another round. We don't want to do that. We want to be extremely strategic in what we do, and we want to be extremely calculative in the industries that we're approaching, because we'd like to grow deeper into the existing countries that we have our operations in.
That's completely right. What I like to ask sometimes is why investors should invest in Aditya, the fund, the team, and your startup? if you have a message to give to investors, what would be your message?
We are here to make a difference. We are here to address a problem. We are here. When I say we, the investor is not investing in me. The investor is investing in the brand. Today, the brand, I am only a custodian of the brand. I'm only the spokesperson of the brand there. So he is investing in RDO. He's investing in RDO for the betterment of people's access to justice. Now, access to justice is a fundamental problem. People don't realize it because there are other fundamental problems in the world, like peace, water, right to livelihood. But what is being missed is access to justice. Now, access to justice doesn't have to necessarily be in courts. It can be a HR dispute that you have in offices. It can be a dispute that you have with Uber, a taxi driver. It can be disputes that you have with your landlord. It can be disputes that you have with an FMCG company. All of this needs a resolution. So the investor is investing in RDO that can possibly be the best resolution service provider in 5 years' time.
You're a legal platform. When it comes to startup, the most illegal part is the IPO. Sorry, the IPO. Where is your IP? Belongs 100% to you?
100% to us. I mean, so we don't, I think I'm very proud to say that we do not have any third-party systems that powers RDO. Not at all. We develop in-house. We sit with the tech team every day. We discuss what is the progression that we are making. We have our weekly sprints, bi-weekly sprints. We tend to run like it is our own product, which is our own product, basically. So we hold the IP for this product, and both me and my co-founder are possibly the custodians of that IP and the brand.
Let me close with this. We always talk about success, of course. We all of us, we like to succeed in time, in life, and any time. But we know perfectly startups, 95%, they just collapse after 2-3 years.
I'd possibly put that at about 99%.
Yeah, I want to be a little bit more soft, a little bit softer, but you're right. Now, coming to my question, what do you fear the most? I mean, you fear something, right? You do all your best to get successful, but you fear something that actually can make you fail.
One of the things that I learned over last year, Max, is from my personal journey. So last year, around the same time, I contracted COVID. I had the Delta variant that struck me, which essentially developed into pneumonia, where I was in the ICU for about 2 months, fighting for life, fighting for oxygen. Now, I've seen the depths of it. So as I've come out and as I look at where I want to be as an entrepreneur, I don't fear failure, because I think failure is part and parcel of an entrepreneur's journey. When I won the battle to live, I think there is only success that is next.
I agree. That's the most important battle you can win. So after, all the rest comes very easily, right? They should. Aditya, thank you very much for coming to BizTalk. It's been a very great pleasure for me.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Max, and look forward to collaborating with you.
Thank you. Same here. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.